Hello, gamers. Welcome back to Broken Couch. We're finally back again after a couple, I think it was just 1 week this time. Maybe two? In between? It was two. Because, the world went crazy for a second.
Oh boy.
And no one was in a good mood. So and Matt was in Spain, so.
I was in Europe,
Yeah, all across Europe. He is a traveling
Now,
sexy man.
That's pretty sick.
the title of the
5 countries
stream,
in 2 weeks.
yes, he did go to 5 countries in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Including sending us a picture of Apollo's ass in France.
Corey's dog, not the statue.
No, the
I'll
statue.
send that in there.
Now, I did title this stream, Season 1 wrap-up of Afarea, the Ethereal Ocean, but I kind of misled you. That's not what I'm here for today.
What?
Are we playing?
No, it's a different stream. I'm going to kill our players.
Woo!
Yeah!
Let's go!
This sounds like a fun time.
I bought a color-changing bulb. Literally end of the season.
Yeah. Perfect
so now
timing.
I can use it for every other stream now.
I can't really use mine. My LED strips died. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I don't have a changing light bulb, but I got changing
I'm
fate.
blown out.
I would have light bulbs, but I have God.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm getting a message.
Bless.
Oh no. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not looking
Is
good.
it a boom or a doom?
You become the Irish guy from Braveheart, you know?
my,
My island.
It's my island.
island.
Oh, by the way, the brand on this bulb, it's backwards, but it's LEDs.
These.
It's
Yo,
literally
they know.
LEDs.
That's actually the funniest fucking shit.
That's peak.
Yeah.
That's good.
Alright, so how did we enjoy this season, boys?
Thought of LEDs nuts. Oh my god.
You would think, right?
Hey Matt, go ahead and walk out. You're out. You're
Yeah.
done, kid.
Yeah, you're done, dude. You're done.
I've lost my touch.
The well is dry.
Alright, how did we enjoy this season, boys?
I loved it.
Enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
I finally was able to play the character that I usually name all my whenever I play a video game, I
Yeah.
usually name my characters after that. So
Jack's
And
Final
it's-
Fantasy 14 characters.
that-
and Maokai.
I know the Final Fantasy 14 one makes sense, but it shocks me you use that so often because you've been sitting on that for 5 years.
I thought it was a great name. Richter was a last change to it because the last name
Yeah.
usually was Ozias or
Yeah, you
Orius. Orius.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
completely
Aureus.
changed that.
Well, it made more sense.
Yeah, I think we were like, the three of us were like in a call after one of the Lynn sessions, and you were like, "I should change his last name."
Well, it's 'cause it was
Yeah,
more
no,
German.
because
Richter fits the Germanic, and it means judge, which is very fitting for Maokai.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think the only 2 characters that stayed completely the same from concept to now were Matt's and Dan's.
that's true.
Because
Yeah,
Adam
you're-
completely changed his character's
Yeah,
name. The
he
only
did.
thing he kept around is that he was a chef.
I mean, it's
Yeah, he was supposed to be a dragonborn.
No, he was a tiefling always, but he changed.
He was a tiefling.
He looked a lot older before.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the pit vipers.
Yeah, no, he didn't look like Demon Guy Fieri. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for the creation of the characters, this is kind of an interesting case because this is a campaign that James has been working on for
7 years?
Yes.
7
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, literally. Since the very end of 2017.
I remember
Which-
that,
About how long I've been working on the Lynn campaign as well. So, you know, but me, Jack, Dan, and Adam, way back then, all made our characters then. And so the fact that only 2 of the names changed and almost nothing else is pretty impressive. That they've stood the test of time.
Truly.
I feel like that's a compliment to everybody and their commitment. You know, they're all like,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm just gonna
Yeah, that's
stick with that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's probably due to the fact that I was like, make something you really want to make, but be passionate about it.
Yeah, that helps.
Religion.
What does that say about
Yeah,
all of
truly.
us?
Well, not make a character that's based on something you're passionate about. Make a character you're passionate for playing.
Well, yeah. I guess we should like kind of go through our mindsets of when we made our characters.
Yeah, I still
But-
remember.
I'll go
Yeah.
first because all the NPCs in this campaign I've had for almost 20 years.
Damn.
Aeon
noticed
is
earlier-
actually 22. Like I've sat on Aeon for 22 years.
I was gonna say
Holy shit.
I could feel that like childlike wonder in several NPCs
Yeah.
where
I mean, they're all Keyblade wielders, so it's just my fanfic shit, so.
When are we
Euro
gonna
skis
start?
from when you were a kid.
I want to see the
Quite
ships.
literally. What do you mean?
You know, the ship. Who do you ship?
You've already met their significant others.
Nah.
You literally
difference.
you met the wife of 2 of them, and one of them has, and 2 others have been mentioned. So
Who do you ship with all of us?
Yeah.
the real question.
so
I feel like me and Jack are obvious
hmm
to you anyway. Like, I mean, come on. Come on, Melkai and fucking
Pioneer, Melkon Pioneer.
Yeah,
I was about to say,
Oh, yeah.
I thought we had a
Hard-
spark.
hard.
I thought we had a
literally-
spark.
Oh yeah, no, it's hardcore, dude.
I'm gonna
I had to
grab-
really
Oh,
break
yeah.
the sexual tension.
Malkai is gonna make sure that the walnuts that Pioneer stores in his bodies get crushed.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, buddy.
Zooey mama pal.
Gotta be careful though, or some other nuts are gonna get crushed too.
Some hot dog water really adds the mood together.
That's the aroma. That's the essential oils in the air to the little scenario that we're cooking.
Quite literally, yeah.
But
And then-
you made those characters so early ago too, right? Like 22 years. How old were
Aeon's
you?
22. I was 6.
Mhm. Well, yeah, 6, yeah.
Damn.
And yes,
Age reveal.
Aeon was a Sonic OC first. And not only that, I stole the name.
What
I-
you steal? It's Noah, right? Backwards?
No,
No.
that's for Noah. No, literally Aeon is just a very famous Sonic OC from back in the day. And I'm just like, I like that name. I'm gonna take that.
I think I remember.
Yeah, in the pocket.
The fucking white and green hedgehog with the Mega Man Buster on his arm.
I do know that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Please post that in the chat. I need to see it.
Yeah, I don't know
Please,
this one.
yes, please send that. Which is actually interesting because I went down that rabbit hole again, and apparently that character is fully trans now, which is
Oh.
really neat.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, good for them.
Progression.
Yeah. Because back in the day, I used to be a regular on
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds and
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's it. Yes,
Oh my
that's
God.
him.
Newgrounds, dude.
That was a good shit.
Oh. I remember watching Newgrounds a shit ton. Holy fuck.
Mm,
But with those characters being so early, Matt, do you want to go next? Because I know you've been cooking on that character for a while.
yeah, I think Cynthia was the first
Yep.
character.
Mm-hmm.
Because James and I were living together.
Yep.
Or, no, that was
No,
before
at the time we weren't, but you're the first one I talked to about it.
We were,
Mhm.
yeah. James, like, lived here for a while before he lived here.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, the initial inspiration for Cynthia came. I remember this. It was early 2018, like January probably, and I was watching for the first time the first Critical Role campaign.
Ooh, Vox Machina, yeah.
And there is a character who, it should surprise nobody, is my favorite character, Percival Frederick von Musel Kowalski de Rollo III. I missed a few names in there. But yeah, Percy was my favorite by far, and so I was like, oh, I want to play a character like that, like a disgraced noble who is like all leaning fully into revenge and making deals with devils every chance they get. And yeah, and some of that transferred into Cynthia's design. I mean, the white hair, and then the nobility. And I remember when I first made her and like talked to James about it, I was like, yeah, I think like, you know, she's a noble from some place, and you know, shit happened, got destroyed, and so she's trying to sort of reclaim it and get revenge. And then James was like, how about I do you one better? There are two kingdoms in this world. What if Cynthia was the princess of one of them? I'm like, yeah, all right.
Do it right now.
Then we quickly realized that was just Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Well, yeah, because I remember James and I talking about it with the 4 characters that had been made, kind of perfectly aligned with the 15 cast, where it was like Cynthia's Noctis, you know, the royal trying to reclaim their throne. Melkai was Gladiolus, like the teacher, the defense.
Adam was Ignis.
Adam was
the
Ignis,
fucking
'cause he's the
chef.
chef. And then Pioneer was Prompto because he's a robot.
Spoiler!
Yeah, shock. Oh,
Wait.
Spoiler.
I'm a robot?
spoiler for an 8-year-old game.
No, I'm just saying Pioneer's a robot. That's the spoiler, dude. What the fuck?
I never knew, dude. What the fuck?
He's never gonna recover. You're gonna have to pay for the
that
therapy
would
now.
be truly
Yeah.
funny if Pioneer didn't like fully thought he was just another sentient creature.
I mean, the
I
thing
mean,
is that it's
technically,
like,
honestly, the way you're playing him, you basically are.
yeah, it's that. I mean, that's like half of my characters is that I love that flexibility where it's just like he is stupid, but with the power of stupidity, you can get away with almost anything,
Yes.
and it's great. And yeah, I think he might not know, like, genuinely if he's a robot or not.
I don't think you
he's
do.
Just like,
I think
he's just like-
it's literally just in your DNA that you're like, I can record things in memory.
yeah, you're like, we're all the same. I'm just a bit harder all the time. That's
Yeah.
all.
I just listen to things more crystal clear.
Yeah.
My arms just go really far, and I drag people in
Yeah.
the fire. What's the issue?
What's the issue? Yeah, you burn. I don't burn as much, but you know, at some point, we're all
Yeah.
the same.
You know,
We all
I'm
burn.
a little different, but
burn.
not too much different.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Cynthia, I mean, that initial idea, I mean, it's pretty close. And then just over the last half decade that I've been sitting on her, she's just taken on traits, fleshed out backstory, and different potential angles that I would want to take her and stuff that are all kinds of things. But yeah, she came into her own over the past few years, so that's who you got today. Also, I'll say I wanted to keep the disguise for longer than I did, but we got a good reveal time for one, but the bigger thing was
Poor guys.
was that it is hard to work around disguising yourself with disguise self. Because if I had ever gone unconscious prior to that, it would have dropped. Whenever Pioneer in like session 2 was trying to break into my room while I was sleeping,
That's
been my
the
true
reason why Matt fought back so hard. It was not the fact they're just like, no, I don't want Pioneer to mess with me. It's literally like, I can't reveal this yet.
I felt that. I remember you doing that, and I was like in my head, it's like I could let this go, but I'm stupid. Keep going. I can't not stop.
If Pioneer actually got in there and sees a different person, like, enemy.
Yeah, no, that's the best part. He might have started trying to shoot. He might have thought that Cynthia killed Cynthia.
Yeah, we lost a party member, and you're the reason why.
So, yeah, it was like, whenever we met Hyken, who, you know, was like raised like a brother to Cynthia, then I was like, all right, we'll cut this short. And like,
yeah, I was gonna say, I was trying to be like, you don't have to reveal that now. You can reveal that to only him.
Yeah, I mean, we could have just talked to James and been like, hey, can we just like nix those for this? Or it's like if I go unconscious or when I'm sleeping, like just keep it, just to keep it going. But it was fun, so.
I went down for you instead. I made sure your disguise self stood up.
Yeah.
The one thing better than any
down in this season.
3 fucking times.
Every battle. I think every battle except for
every combat.
I don't think you went down during the fight with Zeem's Goonies.
I don't.
No, he didn't there.
No, because I fucked one of them up real bad.
Yeah, you did.
And they were like, "Hey, man, we're
Also,
gonna bounce."
With that fight,
we'll get
to
that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I'm much more prepared for that fucking wizard now.
You better be, because he's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna be a lot more mean next time y'all fight him.
That's fair. I'm here for it.
Just saying, level 1, I took Mage Slayer, so
that's fine.
Level 2, Major
Slayer. Now that I actually have movement, that nerd's fucked.
You do have level 3 spells too, so.
Yeah.
All right,
go ahead,
Jack.
Oh,
tell us about Melkai.
So, Melkai was made. You said 2018, Matt.
Yeah.
Yours, you
was
came a bit
2019.
late. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first 2 made were Matt and Mr. Verness, but Mr. Verness had a totally different name.
Yeah. Yeah, mine came in because if I remember correctly, I also made that character around the same time I made Kelfor.
Yep.
Yes, I think you did.
And I remember
same day, I think.
I think it was the same day because I was like, I want to be a fast fucking cat. I want to be a fast monk, and they're like, Tabaxi. I'm like, perfect. He's Russian too. Why not? And with Melkai,
if I could tell myself that.
With Melkai, how it went is I wanted to play a big barbarian because I remember in one of the wrap-ups I like making beefcakes. Mm-hmm. It is very fun for me.
You do.
And how I made Melkai first is I was like, all right, let me look at the subclasses. Zealot, devotion, loyal as shit. Boom. And then I found out they had the can't die at level 14 or something like that. And I was like, crazy. Oh boy, this will be fun. I ran some scenarios in my head and I'm like, oh, this is great. And I remember like one of the first things is I was like, what kind of gods are going to be in it? And they're like, oh, well, you got Azura. I'm like, done. That's the only one I needed to hear.
Say no more.
Yeah, well, I do need to make clear, by the way, Asura is the god X of war and peace, and all Jack heard at first was war.
Yeah. When I heard peace, that's why.
I'll be at peace when I'm dead. Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Always. But and then it kind of like took a little bit more where I wanted him to kind of focus on like, because with me the little bit I put in there is I feel like I'm a pretty loyal person.
Yes.
You know, I got your back if you got me.
Unless we're playing Magic.
True. I don't do the
Yeah.
Corey thing. I don't do the Corey thing where it's just like, no, I want to attack you. So can I kill him though this turn? Can I kill him? Though?
Jack, I'm gonna be real. In life, you're a very loyal person. In games, you're a backstabbing motherfucker.
Because
Need I-
it's
Need I
fun.
remind you of Bloodborne?
Funniest shit I've ever done. But yeah, I always, whenever I make my characters, I kind of focus on like huge aspects of their personality and build around it. And I went with Goliath because I was like, he's a beefcake. I want him to be a big beefcake.
Naturally.
And then I found out like Goliaths don't have beards, and I just looked at James and I was like,
No, I made it very clear that Goliaths on this world have hair.
good.
One of them has a fucking lion's mane, basically.
The bald Goliath thing.
I didn't either.
Because giants, like in stories, usually are bald on top.
Like, why is that a rule, though?
I don't know. I didn't want to follow that. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
them like they're giant half breed essentially.
Yeah.
They're just little big dudes. They're just little guys.
Nice.
But yeah, then I just like because one thing I've also dealt with, which I feel a lot of people have, is just like religion in your own life, and like how like you being raised can kind of change your view of it, or like how can like empower it or something like that. So kind of want to have, you know, a little bit of like a quandary of it, of a huge zealot person who was like fully for it, maybe being like, holy shit, you didn't bring me back to life.
Yeah,
That reveal was crazy.
Mhm.
I did that very much on purpose.
But no, I want
Because
to
Asura would have let you rest.
Yeah.
The planet did not want to let you rest.
another big thing I needed to do is make sure he had as like many fucking like stab wounds as possible. I wanted him to look fucked up. Like I don't think anyone's like anyone in like in the stream scene like his full body art, but it's literally just stab wounds all the way down to his body.
I mean, it is.
God.
It is funny that you did the final nail in the coffin for you dying was getting stabbed with a poison knife. So
Yeah.
Last one finally got you. Melkai's
dead.
like fucking Julius Caesar.
Good lord.
Another one. But yeah, and it's been very fun. Because I think the first class I've ever played in D&D was a spellcaster, and I was like, melee. Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
want to point out, I love the shift that we have had, like me, Jack, and James, of like being like spellcasters for our first class, and they're so cool, and now we're just like, never again. Give
No,
me
I
more
still-
classes.
No, I still love. I love being a spellcaster. It's just a lot to keep up with.
mhm.
It's
is a lot.
so much to keep
Not
up with.
even- It's not even that for me. It's the it's just the plateau at later levels, and
Yep.
like I hate save or suck mechanics. So
Yeah.
like it's like, yeah, you could do hey Piper. You could
Piper
do
made it.
100 damage with a spell, but if they succeed on their saving throw, then you do nothing. Or you could play a fighter where you can do 100 damage per round every round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing between you and that 100 damage is how close you can get to that guy.
I mean, my
Yeah.
favorite class
Literally.
still is sorcerer, just because of meta magic. I'd still argue the best class ever made is paladin, though.
Why do you think 3 out of the 5 people in this group are going to be multi-classing into it?
That'd be fucking hilarious if Dan also decided to become a paladin.
He would become a paladin of like
Oh, he
knowledge.
could be a paladin of 12 word.
any paradox I can play into is pretty much that's all I ever want. It's like, can I make the most badass broken character and then do none of his traits? Just be
Yes.
like a bucket of wealth, but all he sees is the bottom of the bucket. There's like none of the good stuff, and like that's
Dude,
my
it
character.
has
I like
been
that one.
so funny with Pioneer in combat because it is literally like you are doing literally nothing, or you
Yeah.
are completely ruining the opponent.
Yeah. Just like it's a flip of a coin. Like honestly, if I could have a character like that, that might be my next character. Is just like, is he godlike or is he just stupid?
Like it has been you
Yeah.
are like being like, hey man, what's up? Oops.
Yeah.
Or it is like you are dragging 3 people into a fire and shoving them into it.
Just holding them there, like.
Twice.
But what was the inspiration behind Pioneer? I think I remember
Is-
what it is.
I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
yeah.
I only know one.
Well, so like I don't have very.
Oh, I know the other.
Yeah, I don't have like very good backstories like you guys have, because like I really like I want to try and make a character like you guys, but like it's almost like your character, like you go in like set, here you go. Most of the
Yeah.
time when I come into a campaign, I go to the DM and I'm like, can you fill my shoebox full of toys? And it's
That's so
like I
fitting
just
for how you play the game.
It's
I
so
know, because
true, bro.
it's just like my I'm like, give me it, please.
Dan
Yeah.
asked me, can I launch stuff out of like a gun, and I'm like, I don't see why you couldn't be able to.
Yeah,
so yes.
Yeah, that
So.
seems like it's in
And
your
then
ballpark.
in game, you're like, great, so I can shoot things. I'm going to buy
100
700
walnuts.
I'm gonna crash the walnut market, and no one's gonna be able to buy it back.
Yeah, the meme that it's like in my head that ever pops up is the my family's dead. You've killed my whole family, and I'm that guy going.
That's how Cynthia is.
The best part
Yeah,
is you
yeah.
you don't have a face. You're literally just an eyeball.
I'm just,
I do like to imagine Pioneer.
Scary.
No, genuinely, like, y'all have seen Pioneer's art. I made. Sadly, I had to make it using AI, but I love what came
I
out of
think
it.
that worked.
No, for
Yeah.
a robot in particular, I
broken
needed to do
fucker.
that.
yeah,
For a robot who's meant to be like a little weird and off-putting, I feel like it worked out.
The problem
It worked
is, in my head, all I can think of is fucking V1 or V2, whatever it's called, from fucking Ultra Kill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
cartoonish. I just imagine a cartoonish like eyebrow over the eye, looking angry.
Yeah, angrily casting upon. But yeah, no, like the inspiration is real simple, because at the time I would go over to your guys' place and just play. I was like obsessed with Apex Legends. Like
Yeah, no, this is
like
when
a little,
Apex.
played it a
This is
lot.
when
I
Apex
played it a lot
first
as
came
well.
out.
First launch.
Yeah.
Apex.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is when it was
was
just
good.
coming out.
Yeah, and I loved the Pioneer character where it's like
Pathfinder.
this, or yeah, sorry, the
Yeah, that's where
Pathfinder.
we got the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see the bridge. There's not much thought process with this character. It's just like, I like that. I like being stupid put together. You know? And
No,
it's like,
the other one is, at the time, I also had the revelation you love, like, goofy robot characters. Like
mhm.
fucking Claptrap from Borderlands.
Yeah,
Or the fucking dude from Rogue One.
from Rogue.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I love.
Yeah,
I love
that
yeah.
robot from Rogue
Yeah.
One.
Don't
Yes.
panic.
That
I'm
robot from
saving
Rogue
you.
One is
Yes,
just
sociopathic. Like,
Pioneer.
yeah, literally. It honestly, yeah, it's just like nice. Like the dialogue is always nice and like
But he's a
pleasing.
murderer!
Mass murderer. Yeah.
in the Star Wars comics,
Mm.
there is a scene that I feel like is like one for one a thing between Pioneer and Cynthia,
Oh,
which
no.
is there is an HK droid, which are the assassination
Yes.
droids,
Yeah.
Oh god,
And
the HK droids.
it's-
Let's get
I know,
started on
yeah.
that.
and it's one of Darth Vader's.
Oh man.
And there's a scene where the droid comes up to Vader and he's like, "Greetings, sir. I have good news and bad news." He's like, good news first. He's like, I have successfully interrogated the subject you asked me to and received all of the information. And he's like, good, dispose of him. He's like, then I have doubly good news.
Done.
No, because now that you brought up the fucking HK
So
droid,
Good.
now that you brought up the HK droids, that just reminds me of one line from, I think, Jedi Academy, where he's just like, defiled statement. This seems like an excellent opportunity for slaughter.
Yeah, and also I do. Yeah, you're talking about these droids. I honestly think you might be onto something, like some sort of subconscious love, because that was my favorite character in the Knights of the Old Republic. When you go to the
Yes.
desert planet and you get but he's like the angry droid. He's like, I hate these skinwalkers, or like these piles of flesh, these meat bags.
That's what my character is
Nothing
in one of the
angers me
campaigns.
more. Yeah, it's so
That's
good.
That's Jack in one of our home campaigns.
It's so
no.
good. You're like, just so prejudiced against anything of flesh. You're like, nothing ruins my day more than an
Or
angry
fucking-
meat bag.
Or fucking Samuel from fucking Doom if he was just crazy.
Samuel from Doom? Which
The
one?
ro-
Which one
the
is that
ro-
one?
From,
The robot, the white robot from the new Doom games.
Yeah, from
Oh,
voiced
yes,
by Darren DePaul.
yes. God, yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat sociopathic AI, so it's like,
It's so good.
It's so good.
it's so good.
It's so
The
fun
dial-
to play.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah, it is. It's just funny. Yeah, it takes like the whole idea of murder and like makes it funny, and so now everything is funny. You know, like,
It's
there's no
just a
sense of
part of it
subject.
is just like, obviously a sentient living creature made that. Its first
Yeah.
instinct is murder.
I am made by man, so I must do its bidding. Murder.
Murder.
What is the one thing
Realizing-
man wants?
Murder.
Murder.
As a wise man once said, as long as there are two people left on the planet, someone is
Who's
going to
gonna
want
want the other
someone
Somebody.
else
Yeah.
I think this book just saw me. Yes, you did.
dead.
It is.
Um,
It's funny because definitely Pioneer was made after Pathfinder. Because Dad was like, "Can you give me the rope ability?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm gonna. I can give you the. I can give you." We haven't even used that for its intended purpose.
or
You
traveling.
you
No.
just used it to
That's all I
strangle
wanted.
people.
You know what's
That's literally
hilarious?
all I wanted it for. Was that?
I knew that was gonna happen too, but I'm
Even-
like, you
even
could
back
use
then.
this for so many good things.
Even
Yeah.
in Apex, you did that.
No, I
Yeah, it's
remember.
like-
I
it's
remember
like-
playing Apex with you, Dan, and I
Yeah.
was like lifelink, so my whole thing was just like healing people. And I was like, "Oh, we need to go over there," and you're like, "Don't even worry about it." Immediately drop
You
your
already
power.
know.
And we're like,
Yeah.
"All right, let's
I'm
go."
God.
Yeah, like I remember even back then when I was like Pathfinder, the whole idea of this like high mobility and this rope. I'm like, if I can somehow convince him being James, like if I can have like this, I don't really need a weapon.
You don't
I
need
don't
to
need
convince me.
Yeah, I just need this like unbreakable rope that I can
Such a
manipulate.
funny gimmick.
Yeah, I'm just like that. That's all I need. That's it.
Yeah, I literally as soon as you asked me, I'm like, yes, we're gonna make that happen.
I'm like, yes, all part of the plan.
It is funny the different conversations we've had with James, because you've had those, and
Dance are all gameplay related. Everyone else is like, hey, I want to do this thing for a story. I kind of
Yeah.
have this idea. Dan
My
is like,
thoughts with
can I
James-
use the rope?
Can I break neck?
My talks with James are like, hey man, I just thought of a great new way to traumatize somebody.
And then Dan breaks in the room. I found a new way to use a rope. Can I run this by you?
I just had an idea. I want my arms to be shotguns.
Dude,
Tell you what, hold on, hear me out.
a few things I've realized during this conversation. I want crossovers with all of the other games we do. Cause
It's going. I've been
I know
plotting
that
over
for the
that.
pirate one. For the
Yeah.
pirate one, we've already had a bit of setup for that.
Well, I meant like, I do want to do like a battle royale, some shit with all of my campaigns.
The thing is, like, first of all, I am very excited for the pirate crossover, because great characters, but also I want Dan to do an Assassin's Creed 4 with his grappling hook where he's up on the mast and he hangs someone from the mast with his grappling rope. But then I was thinking, because I really want Melkai to meet Reardon, because they both worshipped Asura.
Oh, I didn't know. I forgot about that.
Reardon was the first level cleric of Asura.
Hey, maybe if you've been paying attention, I might have already laid some seeds into that.
I can imagine fucking Melkai nerding out and showing his dogma to fucking Reardon. Like, remember this part?
Oh, it's my favorite part, man.
Rita just starts crying. This is good old days.
And then also for the sci-fi campaigns, so Bishop can fucking convert Pioneer to the Order of the 12 Learned.
I can't wait to actually have Bishop like Bishop's a paladin I made that's a Warforged, which his whole thing is he is such a fucking devout follower. I do devout followers a lot recently. Devout follower of the faith of this like robotic faith called the 12 Emergence of the Learned. And his whole gimmick is, oh, is there people with flesh? Disgusting. That's corruptible. It needs to be technology.
Yeah.
And that needs to switch. So he's a doctor who's like, hey, your arm's broken. I can fix it, or do you want a new arm?
Consider though.
The best part about that is every other player except me in that has cybernetic parts.
Yeah.
I don't, and I have the ability to regenerate limbs.
His character pisses Bishop off with no end.
I'm
It's like a
literally playing a
never-ending
Namekian
flesh.
from Dragon Ball Z, and they regenerate. They just regenerate limbs.
Well, yeah, and it's like, I can give you grappling arms. He's like, oh, I can already do that.
Yeah, I can stretch my arms! I can make it so you don't need to eat. I only drink water.
That would be like the funniest bit ever, though, is if you like lost an arm. You're like, I can make you a robot arm. You're like, oh, that would be great. Well, no, like you go with it, and you're like, you spend like the whole damn campaign figuring out how to make an arm and what kind of arm. You go through the catalog of shit, and you know you go through the procedure of putting the arm on and then like connecting it and making it work, whether magic or science or whatever. And he's like, oh, this is great, and like the real arm pops out. He's like,
off.
That
well,
would have
all
been
right,
a
this is
great
my
bit.
real.
Bishop would get out the fucking little halberd he has and go, don't worry, I know how to fix it.
I can fix this. Like, oh, okay.
Don't worry, I've got it.
I think at that point, if that happened, he would just go and like cut off fucking Kendall's arms. Just be like,
Put it
guess
on
your
someone else.
transplant.
It's on the house.
No,
It just so
it's
happens to have
free.
one lying around.
Back
Anyway,
on.
Piper, how'd
Yeah.
you come up with your character?
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
Piper.
back on track. Piper, tell us about the creation of Aya.
So, Aya started as just a Harangon, just to begin with. She was just, if you guys don't know, my favorite D&D like expansion thing was the Feywild, the Wild Beyond Witchlight. I think it was arguably like compared to the newer ones that came out, like the space expansion. I think it's still so many leagues above these last few ones that have come out where I'm just like, dang. I'm like,
I will say,
yeah, I was like, damn, they didn't put any autistic people on these last few.
I will say, when we were first talking about it, you asked me if you should be a tabaxi or not, though.
Yeah, and that came from a place of just, I think everybody in D&D is like, I want to be furry. And
Tabaxis are not an often played race.
yeah, and it's
It's
like,
usually just by sweat lords who want
yeah,
that insane racial speed.
Yeah, and
just wanted the speed.
that's what ultimately led me towards Aya. Is the species feat for Herringons is just it's ridiculous. Like if you were to pair it with a class that was obviously not a homebrew class, and you were to just do like a monk Herringon, they're uncatchable.
That would be crazy.
They would quite literally be untouchable. They would be a diamond cannon as opposed to a glass cannon. And where her story came from of elder sibling who honestly has more maternal nature to her than her the actual mother of the home. That I think came from Emmy was already such a huge representation of me as a person that I was like, I wonder if I were to channel a lot of my own personal shit I'm bad at, but just mirror it to a character who's incredibly maternal, incredibly just babies, and loves looking after and taking care of things. And that's not to say that I don't have that nature in me. Obviously, I'm very caring.
You majored in child psychology.
No, I did not, stinker. I did that for 2 years, and then I switched my major completely because I saw a lot of really sad stuff, and I saw a kid that was quite literally in that work. I directly worked with a daycare, and one of the things I was in charge of was keeping case files on the kids, and I noticed that there was this young girl that was very clearly on the spectrum, and if I had been given such a poor start as she was, which obviously you don't get to choose the cards you're dealt, it's just you play what you have. And I looked through the kid's file on like what resources the parents had, and it was just nothing. Every barrel, everything I looked in was nothing. This kid had nothing and nobody. And I was like, well, time to sign up for classes. And I walked straight to the department head, and I was like, get me out. I was like, let me out.
It's rough.
Yeah, and the people in charge of the daycare were really, really sad to see me go, because those particular kids at the daycare and then the elementary school where I worked, they had this thing where they'd be like, hey, Piper, Bryson won't come out from under the paint table. And I'd be like, huh, well, I'm gonna get under that paint table. And it would just be that they would be like, hey, you're really good with the kids that are like and I was like, that's nuts. And then come to find out senior year of college that a therapist I was assigned via the university's wellness center was like, I need you to get tested. And I was like, oh. So obviously Aya does share a lot of similarities with me. She shares she shares a lot of the natures of myself that are there. It's like on Sims where you get the sliders. I just moved the sliders around on my own personality. So like I cranked up my maternity setting to the max where it would go, where normally I'm around less than 10%. And she maintains a perfect equilibrium of my love and aesthetic for pastels and Kingdom Hearts as a whole. I wasn't not gonna play a Keyblade wielder. I wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah, I've developed that class for over the course of 4 months, and I'm like, I want someone to take a part of this, and I'm like,
yeah, no,
exactly. I'm not trying to corral you, but did you consider this one?
Oh no, absolutely. And then it ultimately culminated in when I was deciding her color palette. I was like, this would make a great lore implication, because something that wasn't explored is the fact that Aya is the only one in her family that is fucking pink.
Yeah, I didn't get to go into it much, but I think I at least described the dad as just like a completely white Erangel. None of them have pink fur.
None of them even have strawberry blonde. Aya's mom is also white, but she has like gray for obvious reasons. She's shot 13 beings out of her. But
rabbits, not women.
you gotta be careful saying that nowadays. We just got out of an election.
In Fortnite, I swear.
In Fortnite.
In Minecraft. But
even though I was about to make a Catholic joke.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The Catholic joke.
It always pops in the head.
But I mean, it makes more sense. They are rabbits.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, Aya has about as many siblings as Dan, so.
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Well, no, you gotta
says
think about it, because there's a couple, because Dan ate his twin in the war.
Yeah, we don't count that one. The first one doesn't count, so.
We don't count winklings.
Yeah.
Eaten in the womb.
You gotta count, guys. You gotta
Betas
count
don't survive in the Koskin household. Sorry.
Dan, you gotta count the one you ate, so that way you that's where your body count started. That's where it started.
I mean, that's true, but that's just like a little like Mario mushroom. That was like my level up.
For sure.
That's why he's so tall.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's like one of my favorites.
Are you the tallest one in the family, Dan?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Zordon the second.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I've learned about anyone in our friend group is that Grace almost ate Grant in the womb, and that's why he's so fucking small.
That's literally, yeah. He so much
of Grant's nutrients.
He was going to die. Like
he had to die.
They were like, he could go within the next day or two. So they're like, okay, you're giving birth, ma'am. We're doing this, and she's like, okay. They pulled him out, and yeah, if he was left in the cooker for another day or two, like he would have been.
It's fun to think about Grant being like excavated, and him coming out and being like.
I'm trying to remember. Was Grant also being choked by the umbilical cord?
Oh, that was me.
No.
That was Jack.
That was me.
I know someone. I know someone in real life who was a twin to someone else, and they were choking him with their umbilical cord.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I know.
This is for me.
I couldn't be
taking
so
those
lucky.
fucking pizza nutrients.
I couldn't be
Shit was
so
gold.
lucky. As a kid, I pulled my mom's uterus out, so like
Wow.
her uterus fell out, and my mom, being the absolute fucking, I don't even know what you call it.
Legend.
Yeah, or like machine. She like leaned forward and looked at her uterus, and then looked at the doctor that delivered both me and my sister, and she was like, "Well," and he was,
"Ma'am, how are you alive?"
So he was like, he was a very nice Indian man. I later met him when I was 18, and he was like, he's very old now. He no longer delivers children, but he was, and I only say this because English was never not even his second language, but so he was like, no panic, no, I put back in. And my mom like grabbed him. She grabbed him. She grabbed his collar and was like, hysterectomy. You will take that out. And he was like, yes, okay.
Yes,
all right.
okay, cool.
Two done?
Right,
You done after 2?
I thought it was very funny that he doesn't deliver babies anymore, because I'm like imagining that was his
That
point when he saw that.
traumatized him.
He was like,
Yeah.
Saw that shit. He was out. He was out.
It was pretty great because they were like, get, lick go, lick all the uterus, and I was like,
You had an iron grip around it.
you're like, I'm not going out.
yeah, no, literally, and they were like prying my hands off, and of course they pried me off, and they were like, all right, there, and they handed me to my mom. And they handed me my mom, and my mom was like, did you really, oh, God, you made such a damn scene. And I was just like,
my story was told from me. It was that I almost broke my mother's back when I was coming out of the wound, because whenever I was moving through it, I was kicking the fuck out of her.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
And then my mom's like, can we do a fucking C-section? He needs to leave. And they're like, he's already midway through. And they're like, do something. And they're like, we can't what's the thing where like they numb? What is that
epidural.
thing called?
Yeah.
We can't do an epidural because he's like already midway. And they're like, it's like, I swear to fucking God, if he stays in here for a little bit longer, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I popped out with the umbilical cord around my neck, and they're like, "Oh God,
oh God,
Reel him back.
Yeah.
Hanging yourself.
Yeah.
That's not. He wasn't kicking. He was trying to jump.
Yeah. The thing that was so dichotomous about my birth is, I was born on Christmas. I was born at 9 a.m. Christmas. And my mom, she wasn't the kind of lady that was like, oh, can I get some ice chips? Or, can somebody just hold my hand? She was like, up until she like was walking around the room, because she was like, all right, this is the second one. I know a really good stretch. And she was like doing some squats and was watching something, and she, my biological dad, he was just like not there whatsoever. He was doing something else. But my mom was like,
the Final Fantasy VII squat.
Yeah, my mom, like, quite literally, my mom was like, I wonder if I'm going to be able to be home by tonight. And she said that she looked down and there was like 4 inches of fluid on the floor, and then was like, and just straight up saw the top of my noggin. And so
It's ready to come out.
yeah, and so she immediately was like, hello. And of course, none of the nurses, that it's Christmas, they don't fucking care. So then my mom goes to the wall and starts ripping all the stuff out, to get people in the room. And so they were like, oh wow, she's coming real nice. And hold on, get. I think she's
hanging on.
They're like, her head's here, her shoulder. What's she holding? Oh my God!
Oh no!
Yeah, no, literally.
I put back in.
I put back in. Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor was just like, baby,
So
baby,
funny.
let go.
Let go!
He gets a spray bottle out and starts spraying you like, stop.
Yeah, he was like, baby, mommy is here. Let go. And my mom was,
birth story is that I'm what they call in the industry a miracle baby.
Oh
My
yeah.
mom had me 2 days before she turned 40.
Damn.
And because of that, I was a C-section, so I could kill Macbeth. So that's all I got.
Yeah, but did you try to fucking hang yourself, bitch?
I was supposed
As
to be
far as
born
I
on
know, no.
Halloween.
That took until I was an adult.
That's good.
I was supposed to be born on Halloween, but I said, fuck that, that's gay. I'm gonna stay in here 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My mom told me I was supposed to come out on January 6th or 7th whenever her dad died. When her dad died, and she was like, no. Carried me for like fucking 5 more days.
Out in the end.
I was born
on January 6th.
I was born in Sevierville, and my actual date that I was supposed to be born was New Year's. And if you guys don't know, if you are the first New Year's baby born in a specific county, you get like, which, in mind you, no, I got
McDonald's ice cream.
You get you get a lot, like in
scholarship, I think.
Yeah, so my mom actually was the people were like, hey, you know, you filled out all the paperwork, and you know she's born on Christmas, and that's still a really big deal. And they were like, we've lined up a car dealership has donated a minivan, and you know it's new, and we've got a year's supply of whatever diapers she needs and free formula. And you know, my mom's sitting there and she's holding
You've told me this story. You've told me this story.
Yeah, my mom's like holding me, and she's looking at me, and she's like, huh? And they're like, do you it's a $10,000 scholarship for college. And my mom knew of a lady that was giving birth down the hallway, and she was like, give it to her. And they were like, what? They were like, we already have your documentation. We already took her picture and everything. And my mom was like, just give it to her. She was like, I don't want for anything. I have her, and she has no one, which was true, because this woman was like single mom. This was her first kid. No dad, no nothing. And yeah, she literally, and I was like, Mom,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, do you know how much Carson Newman University? Which, you know, I didn't end up having to pay anything for school. But yeah, I think about that kid a lot. I always wonder, because all my mom knows is her name was Jennifer, and it was a baby boy. It was a baby boy that was born, and he was born 11 hours after. She was the woman was in labor for over 13 hours with her son.
Right.
Versus me, who they just had to like grab the nape of my neck like a stray cat and pull me.
Like a fucking cat.
Yeah, I came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also, to be fair on the whole New Year's thing, if Piper were born on New Year's, she would have been the first baby born in the millennium.
Yeah.
In the county, so
and
born on Christmas '99. So
yeah, that was
New
why.
Year's 2000.
Because it was a $10,000 scholarship.
Been a Y2K baby.
Yeah, it was a brand new minivan. It was free formula and free diapers, and then there was another thing for my mom and my dad. It was like a vacation voucher or something. But yeah, you know, they were like, that's a big fucking deal. And my mom was just like, why is she so angry? Why is my baby pissed? Meanwhile, I'm like, this son's a bitch. They tricked me. Put me back in. I tell my mom that all the time. I'm like, hey, mom, can I go back in? And I like to do it when we're in public. That's my favorite thing to do. I'll be like, Mama, I don't want to do this no more.
I don't want to do this no more.
The last thing I'll say about Aya is
Yeah, back on topic.
D&D.
Yeah. But you know, I draw in my free time. Obviously, I'm full time with my job, but this will be my last contract year because I have I've conned the system. I have $13,750 for my master's degree, and that is the max that anyone in the program has ever gotten. Because I just, they were like, traditionally we have people do 4 part-time terms, but you did 1 part-time, then 3 full-time terms. And we never have anybody do that. And I was like, that's crazy. But, in my free time I would draw. And I got really into the Wild Beyond Witchlight. And I was like looking at these people Harengon characters, and I was like, I wonder if people have taken it the artistic avenue of being, because tabaxis they're human in the way that they stand. Obviously, they've got whereas the Harengon, there's it's like 2 notches down because they're just rabbits that are talking. So yeah, I was like
rabbits that are bipedal.
Exactly. Whereas tabaxis, it's a cat person. So I was like, I wonder if anybody has done this artistically as just a rabbit person. And unfortunately, there was some, but it dated before the Wild Beyond Witchlight, where people were just creating a rabbit race, which was great. And that's where I drew her inspiration. Obviously, the artist that I spoke with that drew Aya's ending portraits. And her color, another thing I will say, her color, her fur color, that's all Aya. That is not something that is natural. She gets that done.
I just specifically asked you, is this natural?
No,
yeah, that is something that she goes to. So what I had it worked out for is it's essentially a enchantment on her fur specifically. That somehow or another she's been like, oh, you've never tried this before?
So we need to remember that for whenever she walks through an anti-magic field. So loses all her pigmentation.
Well, no, that's the thing is, James had me lose my pigmentation, and Aya sucked her head in her hoodie because she was her natural.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, she was basically naked, so it's her eyes are very creepy looking too. She, I don't know if James, we had to talk about that. She has red eyes.
Yes.
She is a white Harengon with bright red eyes.
Albino.
And so she has she wears colored contacts. She does all that nonsense, and that's why she cares.
That is why your best friend is a wizard.
Yeah, because he's like, hey dog, wouldn't it be so fucking cool if you were blue? And I was like, what if pink?
Right.
So yeah, exactly. So and it was also just a way of, she was the oldest, and her story ultimately culminates in, the pinnacle big sister. She was meant to be the
doctor, lawyer, scientist.
Yeah, she was meant to be the end all be all because she was the firstborn. She was a daughter, which is what her mom wanted most and foremost. She wanted a daughter first. And it just nothing ever really came of Aya. She wasn't good at anything. That was the issue. Whereas all of her siblings after her were prodigy after prodigy. And her physical appearances, that's why she she's got an albino sibling as well, and that's why she's like, oh, look at your pretty eyes, or she's very much there's nothing wrong with you, and anybody that has anything to say about that can kindly come meet my fist to their throat. I was like, I wonder what it'd be like to have a older sibling that liked me. So I was like, I'll make one.
I guess that made it easy for me to do because I unfortunately have a very good sister, whereas all the stories you told me about yours, I want to punch her.
I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I recently found out how much money my sister makes a year, and
It's all Mac.
I've never contemplated getting in front of a moving vehicle, but I thought about it. I sure thought about it.
The crowd has crossed my mind like the vehicle would.
Yeah, no, literally, I was like, I just happened to think of, hey, Biodad, couldn't help but notice that Amelia moved again. She sold her last house, bought her new house, and I thought to myself, oh, wow, that's 4 houses in 10 years. How much money does Amelia make? And he was like, oh, well, she's probably she's 90,000. 90,000 a year. And I was like, hey, so could you push me down a flight of stairs?
And if I get back up, push me
Do it
down
again.
Build more stairs.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm she's been divorced like 3 times.
Beat her in that department.
Yeah. And her feet are weird.
Okay, moving back to D&D.
Anyway.
I'd be remiss to not give details about Adam's character, Mr. Verness. The initial idea was he wanted to make a character whose big thing was cooking. And he wanted it to not only be a chef, he wanted to be a cleric of spice.
Wouldn't you know it? Someone already made one.
Someone not only made a subclass for cleric called the spice domain, someone also made one for paladin, Oath of the Spice, which is probably what he is going to multi-class into eventually.
Like I said, 3 out of the 5 are going to be going into paladin.
Originally,
Jack and me.
yes, he is one of them that is going to be a paladin. Originally, he made him like a lot more like heroic, like what you would expect out of like a fantasy cleric who's like, I'm here to help people and I'm here to cook. But
So I
but
didn't know about the pivot.
yes, no, that was literally last minute. Because I was like, Adam, I need to know more about your character because it's been a while since we've been able to talk about it. He presented me all this information, including completely changing his name, and I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay.
Harrison Park.
Yeah, he made him.
Written up until session 1.
Yeah, he made him a 2-time war veteran who was very tired.
Very tired.
Yeah, and he finally got his dream of opening his own restaurant, and Destiny said, no, you gotta go one more time. You got one more
I'm
run
getting
in
too
you.
old for this shit.
Literally, it is literally the I'm getting too old for this shit.
How old is...
He's about 55, 56, 57, somewhere in that
middle
range.
age.
Yeah, no, he's
Is
literally
he
just middle age.
Yeah, because I think it's come up where him and Dr. Charles Hester served together.
Yes. In the second war that he fought in, they definitely did.
Because he Dr. Charles Hester is the character I play in our pirate campaign, and he's from Sidroka, and yeah, he was a military doctor for a while. So.
Yeah, and he's the reason Mr. Verness smokes.
Yep.
Because smoking is good for you. They haven't figured out that tobacco is terrible for your body yet in this world.
I like to think that Doc has has seen the research, and he just chooses not to believe it. He thinks
classic.
Well, the stress relieving properties are more beneficial than you'll get lung cancer.
You might get a little bit of tar on your lung.
I wonder if the doctor believes in vaccines.
Oh, he does.
Okay, good.
He just picks and chooses what.
He is a very.
He's a very progressive doctor. Just does not believe that tobacco is bad for you.
Yeah. It's less that he doesn't believe it. It's more that he doesn't care.
If someone seems like they're going through a bad time, cigarette.
If he can't have his breakfast of 1 black coffee and a cigarette,
yeah. Which I made a joke in that campaign. Do you want the cigarette ashes in or out of your coffee? Because cigarette ash coffee is a thing.
That's good.
And so he would usually make the coffee. So he would just be puffing while making the brew.
But also like to go back to Alfaria. Afaria, my bad. I keep on adding the L.
Yeah, stop!
No. What was your guys' favorite parts?
Yes. Would like to know. Because I know mine.
My favorite was just the battle in Aya's hometown. The
both of them? Yeah, the end of the season one, yeah. I did. I wanted to do a little bit more, but I'm glad I at least got to actually set the town on fire.
I love setting towns on fire.
It's so fun!
In fairness, though, went better in this campaign than in the other one.
I really liked the fight in the Fiddlebacks.
The second combat that we did.
Yeah.
The pirates, the pirate gang that you
the
dragged
first
4 people. The one that you dragged 4 people into the fire, Dan.
I'm trying to think of something other than that fight, because I was like, I think that might be my peak.
The first one, not a lot happened, but you did get to pop a dude's head off.
Yeah.
Just by choking them to death.
That was good.
So funny.
Squeeze.
Well, yeah, because I think you had to like step away for that part.
I think so.
You did. You had to step away, but you did text me, I want this to happen. I'm like, I got you. Don't worry.
It was so funny because I got the kill on it, and Cynthia was being all like devilish and all like scary and shit. And, like walking up to him, and then Pioneer was just like, "Oh!"
Yeah, no, literally, you squeezed his head off, and it was just purple and black ichor coming out of this dude.
Yeah, because I had already poisoned him, and he was like leaking from all of his orifices.
Oh shit!
God. I actually did like the sequences we had at Poseidon's Museum.
Yeah, that was the peak. That I've been sitting on that for like 3 years.
Unfortunate rolls on my behalf in that part.
It happens.
I rolled amazingly.
One of them was intentional for me. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the intention behind that part was supposed to be you just look at the water and be like, give me information on this. I want to know what I can figure out about this. And Dan, being Dan, saw the door, heard the voice, and was like, I need to go in. I need to go in. And that water, I need to make this very clear. That water is the same water that is in the river Styx. It is supposed to make you forget everything.
I was sick.
But you all had your crystals, which protected you. And that is also why they all changed color.
Yeah, it's like I know. I feel like I'm like somehow metagaming when we get to those points where I'm like,
you're not metagaming.
you're
You are
kind of
doing
like-
what you do best.
You're like
Yeah.
metagaming in the opposite direction.
Literally.
Metagaming.
Like,
Yes,
okay, I see what's happening. I'm
Yeah.
going to go in the worst possible direction for myself.
yeah, and it's like I make these characters and I'm like, in my head I always have like a second where I'm like, would he do this? And then like the devil on my shoulder is like, are you stupid? Of course he would.
Are you
and I'm like,
stupid? Of course he would.
You
Yeah.
already know the
Fuck.
answer, buddy.
I'm like,
I want-
fuck.
I want you to know that 2 characters that I have that people really like, which is Gex and Yip, are a little bit based off your play styles.
That's
Uh,
Dan, you've ruined Jack. You have.
My son, yes.
because as like a D&D player, I feel like I'm pretty creative as well, or pretty strategic with what I do.
Yeah.
But man, is it fun to be strategic in the opposite direction? Because a recent fight we had is whenever James said like we're all death and you can't hear anything, and my character has been told constantly, you don't fire at someone unless we tell you to. I said, all right.
There's a story behind that.
There's a story behind that, but it's
reason
fine.
place.
So,
But
yeah.
as I couldn't hear anyone and everything, and I saw a person in front of us who did look agitated, I was just holding there going, I skipped my turn. I'm not shooting. Why would I
You
shoot?
told me
I
to.
wasn't told.
No,
Yes.
but you told me to. I love it. Hey, gold star. That's good.
literally,
Everyone just
no.
looked at me and like, are you serious? And I'm like,
So, I need,
like,
since we're on the topic of the well of memories, Dan, that's specifically why I had you meet Yip.
Meet Yip.
Yeah, the skeleton.
that's my
The
that's
skeleton
my,
that you pulled the crystal out of the
Oh.
afro. That's Jack's
That
character.
was your character.
Yes.
God
Yep.
bless. I liked him. I wanted him to be a part of the crew somehow, but
Maybe not the way you want to, but it might
Yeah.
happen.
yeah.
I could be your little companion that you call sometimes, and you're just like, what do I do here? I'm like, I don't even know what that is, man. So like, I'd shoot it.
You're like, fuck. You're right.
Yeah.
God, yeah, those two.
And I needed
They
like an
were.
actual.
We'll be pen pals. We'll be pen pals.
Yeah,
I need
we'll
to
be
make it
pens,
clear.
yeah.
His character's a lich, like a post-dead skeleton that's
Oh,
supposed
shit.
to be like
As a
super smart and
phylactery.
has like retains all his memories, and he has a
Mhm.
thing binding him to this world. He has
Nice.
amnesia. Doesn't know where his phylactery is, and I was like,
Doesn't know
I
anything about
need
his past.
somewhere to put this. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know where it's gonna go. It's gonna go with fucking Dan.
Yes.
If you break it, and you'll just see Yip go like, yeah, guys, we did it.
Yeah, if it ever somehow broke, Gip is dead.
I love that.
I'm just like foreseeing like the worst possible option where we're both like thinking like this whole metagame like perspective that we're thinking about, like somehow I would have to like break this crystal, and we both look at each other. I'm like, should I break this crystal? And you're like, yeah,
Yes.
probably. And I'm like, okay.
It looks expensive. Break
Yeah.
it.
Break it.
I can't. It's like the same thing you did with Grace. Whenever we were fighting that big thing, you're like, "All right, Grace, I know you're unconscious and everything. I'm gonna throw your body over there."
I'll save you.
I was getting her out of danger.
So that,
What's the
that
plan?
story,
I
real quick,
know.
that's from our home game. We were fighting a
Yeah.
Baylor, which has a
That's right.
flame aura. If you're within 10 feet of it, you take fire damage at the start of your
Yeah.
turn. And so Grace's character went unconscious
Mhm.
within range of the fire. So she would have taken a failed death save immediately at the start of each turn.
Mhm.
So Dan
In his infinite wisdom.
I think it
threw
worked.
her out.
And I rolled like a 19 or so. It was like the one
Yeah,
time I
you
rolled
rolled
really. I
so
fucking
high.
threw her out.
And
Fucking yeeted the
she
shit out
took
of her.
damage, so she took one failed death save from that, but she was out of the fire, so it's okay. And then it gets to her turn, and she rolls a nat 1 on her death save.
Which is two
and
deaths.
died.
Which is two failed death saves.
I remember when that happened. It was like the third, fourth session I was in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I just remember everyone was just like going like everyone looked real sad and everything. There's like, all right, Xanros, it's your turn. And all I said is, sometimes it be like that, and I do a Fortnite dance and clap.
Yeah, because they were fighting that, and it was a tough fight. It was a Baylor and five iron golems.
Yeah,
right.
Adam was throwing everything you fucking had at us.
And so
Well,
Dan
we were
and Grace
beating the
fighting
shit out of everything.
Baylor,
True.
And
Yeah.
then me and Jack were fighting the iron golems because Jack had electric, and I had steel wind strike.
I was
And
just
so
the
that's
ship with the cannons.
Two non-resist that iron golems have, and then
Mhm.
yeah, James was kind of in between. Oh god. Anyway,
Yeah,
Afarea.
yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
I love D&D.
yeah.
I love D&D
It
too.
was good.
Looking at the episodes, I think episode 2 was probably my favorite as well.
Yeah.
But
Was episode 2 when we met, what's his face?
Episode 2 was first combat.
First combat,
combat,
we
yeah.
met
The guy on the
Lucas.
bridge. What's his name?
No, that was
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh, and that was episode
Yeah.
3.
Ah,
episode 3,
damn.
we met fucking
Lucas.
Lucas.
Mm,
Yeah.
With Excalibur, and then we sent Gilgamesh on him at the third episode.
Which was
I-
genius play. I'm gonna be real. Because that's the sword he's looking for, and y'all don't even know it.
I got a Buster Sword out of it, dude. That was,
Yeah,
that shit went
you
hard.
straight up got fucking a Buster Sword.
And that thing has been carrying.
Mhm.
A D12
Pretty
of
great.
damage.
That thing has been
Yes.
holding our team on its back.
It's a legendary sword. Even if it's a replica, it's still a good replica. It's a magical replica.
Well, yeah, because I love Warlock. It's like top 2 favorite classes. But man,
Low level is rough.
they suck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As someone who played one, it took like so many levels for me to be like, all right, I'm in a happy spot.
Like I'm
Mm.
telling you, our last combat session from season 1 and our first one from season 2, now that I'm level 5, are going to be night and day. I am so much better now.
Mhm.
Like my 3rd level spells are so fucking cracked.
I'm looking forward to whenever Pioneer gets his 3 attacks at level 11, and he's gonna be like, "Nah, yes,
Dum, dum, dum.
walnuts."
So, Matt, your
Yeah.
favorite was episode 2.
I think so. That was just such a fun combat.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a fun combat. I've been enjoying making the maps for him. I'm trying to like
Yeah.
throw in stuff, like obviously the fucking braziers in the town square. I'm like, someone will do something with this, and of course it's Dan.
For season 4 of Lind, I want to make more maps.
It helps. It
because
helps
it
with
helps
movement.
a lot. And there are going to be several fights in season 4 that are very strange. That will have some different
Fun.
mechanics.
Yeah, fun mechanics.
That,
I'm looking
I would
forward
call
to
them fun,
All right.
but
Jack,
one will be cool. One you guys probably won't like. But that's
we'll get there. Jack, what was your favorite episode?
I
Or
think
favorite moment, rather.
it was the Poseidon Museum. I really like that because I love a good old like
Got some
lore dump.
major lore drop for you in particular.
Yeah, cause just kind of like what Dan is, I kind of like make a framework of a character, and then I let that character develop a little bit more as the game goes on.
Mhm.
Cause I don't want them to have like a full like story arc. But I want that story arc to go with all the characters and get influence. The only thing that I will not break on is if anyone says shit about Azura, I will
Yeah.
make my character lose it.
Yeah,
And-
I did make that a point the last session to be like, one of them is gonna do that.
Yeah, and that can easily be used against me, in the sense of like, hey, that guy talks shit about Azura, but he's also like could kill you in an instant. And I'm like, damn.
Doesn't matter. Sucks for me, I
I'm gonna
guess.
do it
I'm
anyways.
gonna try.
Dude, that was so funny in that last fight, like first round, he's like, "Fuck Azura," and you're like, "Oh really?"
60 damage.
and did 64 damage.
Yeah,
to
you made a statement in that fight. God.
The one thing is like another thing I want to bring up is our roles. The roles we've been having. My roles have
been crit miss. God damn,
Dude.
this season.
the duality.
So bad.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh.
Matt, I've noticed has rolled
usually roll
pretty
good.
rough.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
got
what I'm saying.
fucked this season,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's the
The-
digital dice. I gotta roll physical.
You can.
again.
I keep
Yeah.
telling you can roll physical.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone's rolling on the thing, and that's
I
You
roll.
see-
I
you
do
see
a
it
lot of
all
rolls in
together.
you get to
private.
see it 'cause you get the live reaction from everyone.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
do it. You get the live reaction, so everyone's like, "Oh!"
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I have it right here. This is the dice that in a one shot we ran like 6 years ago, I got 7 crits in a row with.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I miss
never-
it.
I can't. I don't trust physical dice at all. I don't have the technique.
Well, but yeah,
Because-
digital dice are true random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was playing with you guys, or way back when. I like blacked out what it was, but I had 4 nat 1s in a row, and I was
Okay.
like,
I
It
think
was.
that was
It was.
I think that was every session.
No, no. The one he's talking about is fucking Tiamat,
Tiamat.
Oh my god.
where you got the gem that can summon Tiamat.
Oh,
my
you were swallowed by the
God.
purple
He
worm.
was followed by the purple worm.
Yeah, and I just kept fucking up because I'm
Yeah,
like, can I do
that
this?
was
And you're like, yeah,
rough.
do it. And it was like,
And-
nat 1. I'm like, all right, fuck, okay.
The worst part of
let's
that
go.
is you were alone. In that
Yeah, I
fight.
had nothing. I was literally, and like Adam was literally doing his best to like, he's like, please, just roll a 2. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
I can do it. I can do it.
Ah!
Literally,
Like,
no.
fuck
That
me.
moment has stuck with me, and that's exactly why I made the fucking overdrive system. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
if Dan doesn't get any win, I'm gonna be mad. Because Pioneer
I
needs
appreciate it.
Pioneer needs a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's funny because the overdrive should work in my favor as well because I roll a lot of nat 20.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that's
But,
the
like,
problem. Because like
I
I
have
can't-
not been getting them with this character, and in the pirate campaign, I
Mhm.
don't roll like ever, and that's intentional because
Yeah.
that's I'm playing a homebrew class where, I took a doctoral oath where it's to do no harm, and so in a day, if I don't damage any living creature during that day, I heal the max amount every time. It is crazy. And so I'm not rolling in combat ever if I'm playing my character right. So I have to rely on, I think everyone has gotten an overdrive now except for me.
I use
Yeah.
my overdrive on myself.
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, that's a story of another day.
Yeah. But also, like, where would I use it? Right?
Mhm.
On a skill check, right? Did you-
I have to reform some of it, but
Yeah.
that was the original intention. But for so far, I've introduced it. The first time you use it is just for doing massive damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, if I ever, like, in the last combat we did, I broke my oath for the day. And
You just started shooting.
well, yeah, because it was like this shadow creature, and so I threw a flash bomb at
Yeah.
it, like a flash grenade, and it damaged it, and I was like, well, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a pirate flashbang, so it definitely was a flash bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
So, Dan, what was your favorite moment?
It's like the Poseidon's fun, and I always love playing with the whole memory stuff, and that it's really good. But it's like,
You
That's
gave me
what
the
we're saying.
canvas to work with, so
yeah, and I like kind of like building that, you know, rapport, kind of like that world. But it's like, it's really hard to beat a good barbecue. You know, it's just hard. to beat.
your imagination
The
with
fact that it
combat
happened
never
twice.
ceases to amaze me.
I think one of my favorite things is like when a Pioneer also would just be like by himself and go, where the fuck am I?
I like
and then just stumbling across like
crisis.
Genuinely, it's worked out every time. I was like, oh, I can knock him out to make him go to sleep. Because technically, you don't need to.
Yeah.
But something happens where you fuck up and you're just like...
I'm like, Which I love, you know, like I always say, like the best characters are the ones with the best pullbacks or the counters to themselves. Like, you know, the highs are only as high as
the lowest lows.
Yeah, so like your peak could be like literally this high, but if your valley is way to the floor, people are like, that's crazy. That's amazing. You know,
that's why like anytime you get a nat 20,
yeah,
we are going crazy.
Like, oh my God, I'm gonna do it.
Anytime he gets a nat 20, I fucking celebrate it. I'm like, I'm gonna make this motherfucker eat.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like a kid. I'm like,
You're the kid in a candy shop, like,
yeah, I'm like,
you mean it?
Yeah, can I do it? Are you sure?
Yes.
Like, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and it's like also using the map, like you were saying, like building maps are great because like that's all I like.
That's great for players like you.
Yeah.
Creative.
That's exactly why I put props everywhere, because the first combat, I put a bunch of weapons and armor around the field, and I'm like, they could maybe like find something and throw it, and I think you did. Yeah. I think you're like, can I pick up that axe and throw it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, you can.
It's like I don't know. I don't think I could ever play like a spellcaster or like someone who's really gonna do a lot of damage. Even though I end up doing like massive amounts of damage at some points. Yeah, and I think that's kind of like because you guys are like, hey Dan, stop fucking up, do this, and then I'm like, okay, and then I roll like for like 130 damage. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then you just sit in the corner and go.
I'm like, there's too much damage. I don't like that.
You're literally fucking Lou Wilson in Dimension 20. Every time he gets a nat 20, he's like, yeah, I guess I could do something with it.
I'm like, all right, I guess, like, yeah. And but yeah, it's like being able to, and I hate doing combat because then I have to like, it's like I have ideas and I want chain reactions of things, but it's like most classes it's like, okay, do everything you can right now and then you're done. And I'm like, there's always something.
That also is why I've been setting up maps like that, because I'm like, if you're gonna put them in a giant eternally burning brazier, they're gonna take fire damage.
Yeah,
like it's gonna keep happening, and if you hold them there, they're not gonna escape.
Yeah, and that's why I with the whole rope thing and all that, I took like grappling and like proficiency and like athletics and all that stuff, because I just want to like, I don't want to be a spider, but I want to be like make my own web and like pull people. I just want to like, I don't want to do damage, I just want to be able for other things to do damage. And if I have to like piccolo somebody and just take it as well, like I'll do that. That is
fucking
more
full Nelson go. Yeah, and let someone beam you.
Yeah, I'm like holding him down. I'm like, shoot me,
just do it.
I think that's why I'm so entertained every time I do combat with you, is because I play the polar opposite. Like in combat, I am so number crunchy and like, okay, what's my best play here? I set up for this and do this, and like,
and you do min-max, like you do a lot of damage.
If all of you tried to play like Dan, I'd be going fucking mad, because Dan intentionally made his stats suck for him.
Yeah, and I love that too.
Yes, I do too.
So good.
But if everyone had that mentality, I'd be fucking annoyed, because I'd be like, someone do something!
Someone kill something, please!
With that approach, it's also freeing, because when I roll a nat 1 or like a failure, I'm like, oh shit, my whole plan is fucked up now.
Yeah.
And I gotta pivot, and you get a fail and you're like, okay, this is even funnier than it was before.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm really loving playing Yip, or even doing some stuff as Gex, because I also do some of the mat things. I don't try to go like for full min max, but like I want to be good at like one thing.
Yeah.
really good at one thing.
I made that a point too, because like I like the idea of everyone has one stat they're really good at. And Dan chose Constitution, which bless. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
It is funny because
you are literally a tank.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like my best stat is Charisma, obviously, because I'm a warlock. But like Cynthia is the last person you want talking.
Yeah, no, it's great because like if you put her in charge of talking, things are gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna pick fights.
Yeah, I think my second top is Charisma. It's like Constitution and then Charisma.
I thought Wisdom was up there.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I love having high Wisdom and low Intelligence. That's just a great.
Strength 11, Dexterity 14, Constitution 20, Intelligence 9, Wisdom 16, Charisma 16.
Yeah.
I think I went around. I was like,
2 of those you do not use.
I don't use at all. Yeah. If he's gonna talk, he's gonna talk well this time. So I was like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Which came in handy with the dancing though.
Yeah, no,
nice.
legitimately.
Yeah.
I'm your personal dance instructor.
Yeah, my highest I don't use at all, just Charisma. But my two second highest, which are tied, Strength and Intelligence, I feel like I use a lot more. Like I feel like I'm the brains of the group. So
yeah.
Whoa, hold on! I got some processes. I do the. I do
64 gigs.
I got
64 literally.
But excuse you, the smartest one.
Excuse you.
But I got a really good score on her SATs.
No, you didn't. You dropped out of Bard school.
not her ACTs. Her SATs.
I got a 12. Mama said that's pretty good.
Speaking of which, Piper.
No, that's not how they do ACTs, dummy.
ACT. Fuck you, I'm old.
Piper. What was your favorite moment?
Okay.
What was your favorite moment?
Right now, say it.
I really liked the last battle, and I liked meeting that cute little guy in my mind prison.
Oh, Charity.
Yeah.
The little teddy bear cat.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's gonna be playing a very interesting role later on.
Cute little fucker.
He's just a little dude.
It is funny how both Cynthia and Aya have dream friends, and they are polar opposites.
Yes. No.
I don't know, man. You need to.
Mine is the Shadow Devil, and also I have this other friend, the Devil, Chaos.
From the Bible.
From the Bible.
It's me, the
Devil.
Yeah,
it was unintentional at first, but then became very intentional that you two are very similar and very much polar opposites.
The women.
Yeah, so what's so funny about that is Aya she situationally is like, oh yeah, I mean, we just don't have very similar personalities. We're not very simpatico. But Aya does not pick up on that Cynthia's like fucking rat. She's fully just like, it's fine, it's just...
That's just how we are. It's literally... No, you're literally like Goku and Vegeta, like, after the Saiyan arc.
Yeah.
God.
I was like, she's just...
That's just how we are.
Of Cynthia and Aya doing the Gojo and Geto walks.
Yeah, up to the... I love... By the way, that was great. You two just walking up to the big bads in the last fight. They're like, get out of my town. I love that so much. Yeah, I think otherwise, like, aside from the Poseidon Museum, I think my favorite thing is something that no one has really called me out on or has not said anything about yet. Which was I have been dropping a lot of hints.
Oh, I've been taking notes.
Yeah, I've been dropping a lot of hints about certain connections to other things we've done.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been taking notes for what is relevant to Cynthia. So,
yeah. And I dropped a massive one on Jack. And I still don't know if you picked it up fully.
Was it the time I met the guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I did pick it up, but I'm not entirely sure.
And I'm not going to tell you.
Which is good.
But it was a massive, massive drop.
I don't remember the description of
He was a goat man, wasn't he?
the guy.
Roll me a dice and I'll see if I'll tell you.
Okay.
You have to
Not you, Matt. Just Jack.
I just feel like rolling. I got a 6.
Okay, yeah.
Since we haven't fucking rolled dice in a while, this shit has so much dust on it. Give me a sec. Let me get a dice out. Oh my god, I have so much dice. I totally forgot. Holy fuck.
Yeah, you got a ring of dice in there.
Yeah. This D20. This one always does me well. I haven't rolled it in a while. 11.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No.
I rolled a 2 on a D100.
Don't I get inspiration for my first roll?
Nope, that's your character, not you.
Don't worry.
Per session, so
Yeah, 1 per session. I'm my character right now. I'm Melkai.
You're not.
no, he is.
Nope, he's not.
Do you not see my muscles?
Do the voice chat.
Sure.
There he is.
You know what?
That's him.
Dan, you roll.
Me roll?
Yeah, you roll.
The duality of man.
Yeah, let's see. How do I do this? Can I do this? New tab.
Yeah, just do like Google
How do you
Dice
do this?
Roller.
Roll D20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good.
I don't see it.
What'd you get?
Oh, that is pretty
16.
good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
What'd
That's
he
pretty
get?
good.
16.
Alright, hold on.
Did you get a what?
Alright, I got Dan, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. What is it?
Do I say it verbally?
Yes.
69.
I'm gonna give you
He's
one
right.
more. I'm gonna give you one more shot because I don't think that was authentic.
Say 73. Say 73. Say 73.
No, because that would be too obvious.
72.
24.
That's a good one.
You were close.
It was 25.
No, it was 40. It was 42.
Damn it. I was gonna get the SpongeBob reference. Fuck.
Alright, fine. I'll tell you. It was a boar folk, Jack.
Boarful.
Think about it. Think about it real good.
Oh!
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 I can't tell which of these are genuine or not.
Mine's genuine.
Acting.
I think mine clicked, but I'm not gonna
Wasn't
say.
Osiris a boar person?
Who?
Osiris?
Who?
Kylan?
Osiris?
So moving on.
Moving on. Technically.
That doesn't matter. You silly boy.
But yeah, my favorite part of this season is I've been dropping massive hints about connections.
I'll tell you what, that is the best part about being a DM.
Mhm.
Because I will say, I was rewatching some of season 3 to take some notes for season 4. There was a major bomb drop in one episode where I basically told you stuff. And you were like, oh, you guys were like, oh, this is big. And by the next episode, all of you had forgotten it.
That's life, baby.
No.
We'll get back to it, I swear.
So,
I also, a big thing that I did in the very last episode, in the mysterious world that you all were in, was a lot of foretelling as to what season 2 will be like.
Mhm.
I think I got that vibe. And I think I put a lot of notes down for it.
Yeah. One of them in particular for Cynthia.
yeah, I think I know what it is.
I mean, you don't know what it is, but I think you'll like it.
Okay.
Well, you probably
I thought I
you
caught on.
I thought you meant like what the event is going to be. I know technically you remember what I said, but it's going to go deeper than you might think.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking of that and having the connection. Like, oh, okay.
Yes. Outside of that, on that note, even though I am talking a little bit about Season 2, my next campaign that we play on stream is not going to be Season 2 of Afarea.
But it is a Season 2.
It is a Season 2, and it's going to be Gods and Monsters again, and that will be the last season of Gods and Monsters.
It will be the last?
Yeah. It's going to be decently long, and it's going to be fucking packed.
Well, Jack, there are no other mythologies.
Yeah.
Outside of
No other mythologies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all ain't ready for Season 2 then.
Season 2 is gonna be every other mythology.
Hugo's gonna
Jesus.
Hugo's gonna fucking geek out. Are we gonna have a horse race with Jesus?
I feel like
We win that every time.
I feel like if you fight Jesus, it's just like, have you ever seen the life magic meme? Where it's just like, I cast hospice, and it cuts to like an old person like, beep, beep. Mommy, is he gonna make it? I think he's gonna make it. We love you. We love you, Johnny. We love you. Let's go. Don't look.
We had a good run, didn't we? If only I could do it again. Please stop!
It's like, ah.
What's gonna be
Life is cruel.
Season 2 of that is gonna be crazy for several reasons. One of which, yes, spoiler alert, there will be more than 2 mythologies. I'll say that.
What?
I don't want to play this game anymore if I know that. If I know that.
Another reason is that everyone's going to be starting at level 14.
I love the campaign.
I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably I'm gonna drag Dan into it.
Hell yeah.
Because I want to see what Dan makes for a demigod.
We already have wild magics,
Yeah,
I do remember the first time I was thinking of this campaign, like when we were still in the studio. I was like, Dan, if you want, you can be the son of Charon and just make noises from upstairs.
Which one?
The ferryman. The ferryman. The ferryman to the river Styx.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the underworld.
and just make.
Yeah,
Just-
make a
just
living
make
zombie
noises.
skeleton.
Just cart people to death.
Well, but honestly, you could make a cool character like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
If I was given the prompt of Charon, I'd be like, I'd make him a taxi driver.
That would be great.
His favorite movie, Taxi Driver.
Baby driver.
And drive.
And drive.
He only plays Need for Speed.
Burnout Revenge.
Like Reed, he has the world record in Gran Turismo on the PS.
Fallout. Not Fallout. Flat. What is it?
Burnout?
What is the one? Burnout. Yeah.
Burnout, yeah.
I was trying to think of the one where, you know, you can shoot yourself from the fucking car as you like crash into shit. He's like, that was my favorite.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have 2 long seasons in a row.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to keep up with.
Relating our characters to video games, Aya would just be girlsgogames.com.
Yeah.
The ones that gives you your computer virus.
On all of this, though, is there any other questions before we go out for the season?
Have you liked the way we played our characters, James?
Yes, unbelievably so.
Good.
This went a lot better than I expected and went in a lot of different directions I didn't think I would get to this early, I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of very important roles were made and everyone succeeded where they needed to, I'll say that. But yeah.
I have a request.
What's up?
I want more opportunities for Cynthia to be the worst person on Earth.
Oh, don't worry. Season 2 is gonna have a lot of that.
Good, because dude,
I had to set up a lot of exposition. I'll be fair.
Yeah. The second to last episode, like after the combat, when everyone is having their cool scenes, and I was like, oh, okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna search for one of the surviving mercenaries. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, because you haven't really gotten to see it, but Cynthia is a fucking monster. like she is neutral evil alignment. And so I was like, okay, we'll get this scene where Cynthia's alone with this guy who she is interrogating. Like, this is gonna be nasty. And then I failed the roll to find anyone. I was like, God damn it!
Don't worry. There will be something very similar that pretty much up top of season 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Because because if Cynthia's going to have a redemption arc, which I don't know if she is, she could just be on a downward spiral, and that's fun. But if she is, she needs to have a bottom to rise back up from. Like, she needs some unforgivable sins.
Don't worry, there will be.
Some blasphemous acts.
There will be. Anybody else? I'll take that as a no.
I think we're good.
Alrighty. Well then, obviously next week we won't be here because of Thanksgiving.
Oh, jeez, that's next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But theoretically, we should all be ready on the week after at the beginning of December.
Did you just say if I make it back, Dan?
It's
Are you going on a
week.
You going on a goddamn pilgrimage, my guy?
No, they're just short a car.
Yeah, short a car.
We'll bring it up after the stream.
Yeah.
I thought it was because like you had diarrhea.
That too.
Well,
that's
just
note,
Crohn's.
Hey man.
On that note, thank you all so much for joining us on season 1 of Afarea, the Ethereal Ocean. It's been my honor to finally get this presented after 7 years of waiting for this shit.
It's been bitching.
It's been bitching for sure. And we will see you all for season 4 of The Far Depths of Lind.
It's gonna be a long one.
It's gonna be a long one.
I can't wait to do a Russian accent for so fucking long.
Hopefully we will be consistent with streaming.
I can't be autistic again.
Given our common schedule, you don't have to worry about that. Given our common schedule, I could very well see season 3 going for like a year, or season 4.
I mean, do we need to work out a new day? Wasn't that discussed?
We'll worry about that after the call.
Yeah, but I could very well see season 4 going over 30 episodes. So y'all are doing a lot. Like in my doc for the adventures, in season 1, you guys did 1 adventure. In season 2, you did 2. In season 3, you did 1. In season 4, you will be doing 3, and one of those will be so the ones in season 2 were all of the traveling, and then the part with the Revenant at the end. One of those will be like the one in season 2. It's all of the traveling, and then 2 other ones like right near the end that are shorter, but it's some of the world building has gotten away from me for some of the places. All of my weeb knowledge is coming in for Shenwu and Heisei, which you guys will be going to. And honestly, I think at this point I could run a full campaign in Shenwu. So that's and that's one of 4 locations you guys will be going to. So yeah, It's gonna be a long one.
I'm looking forward to it.
And,
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
but we will get to that next season. Thank you all so much for joining us. And
Sayonara, you weeaboo fucks.
don't forget to shit your
Good
pants.
night.
And don't forget to wash your foreskin.
My what?
Good night.
That doesn't